The ESL Pro League back in action again, back at it, and bringing more Counter-Strike your way this evening. I'm your host, Alex Machine Richardson, and this band of cronies are going to be talking about your favorite video game over the course of this evening. Coming up on tonight's show, we get to see more from Heroic, see what they're going to be able to do versus the likes of, well, NIP. We get to see the Ninjas in action. Of course, Hellraisers once again back in the fray. But most exciting for many is the G2 storyline. We're going to be investigating the new addition of the Spaniard Mixwell into the French roster and wave goodbye to All-Star Shocks. All of that on tonight's show. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome to the Game Flip pre-show.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the Game Flip pre-show. We're going to be talking about all the ins and outs of what's coming up and what's going on in the scene in general. I say we look at this cast of Counter-Strike brains that I'm going to be picking over on a casting desk. First of all, we do have Henry G and Sadakist, and over here with the analysts at the Xfinity analyst desk, we have Chad Birchall, otherwise known as Sponge, and Yanko Paunovic, YNK. Gents, it's a pleasure to have you all with us. I think first things first, just want to quickly remind everyone, before I get to talk to you guys, it's gameflip.com/ESL if you're interested to see what GameFlip are up to. They're doing $10,000 worth of giveaways. You can find it at the URL. Let's talk about this.
Yep.
First things first. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your time at home. You've had a trim. You're looking fresh. You too, Matt. You've actually ironed your shirt. Everyone's looking good today.
Definitely didn't. What I did is I picked a shirt with a lot of texture to hide the wrinkles.
That's the play. Or you do the shower trick. You know
Yeah, hang it and let the steam and the humidity
It's
take
magical.
care
I think Yanko told me that one. Yanko, how are you doing today?
I had better days, Alex. I have arrived, but my bag hasn't, hence the different attire.
You're still pretty much... It's funny that you haven't even got a suitcase and you're better dressed than me.
I have a thought, Alex.
Yes, Chad.
You know I like hats and gags. And I was thinking, because Yanko doesn't have enough clothes to wear on the broadcast, we can make him wear a different hat every segment.
How many hats do we have?
Well, I have plenty of hats. And I was thinking for the first hat and the first segment, one of my very own. Yanko?
This is the Ushanka, as the Russians call it.
He is going to be so hot.
So this
in
is
about
Yanko's
5
first
seconds.
hat. Next segment, there'll be a different hat.
This is
Everyone
exciting.
tune in for
That's
the
a reason
hats.
to keep watching, if anything.
Yeah.
So.
Actually kind of suits you in like a kind
I
of...
hope you wash your hair later.
I don't hear anything.
He can't hear us at all. Right, well, Yanko can't hear us. I'll talk to our casters and we bring up the schedule for today's show. We're going to quickly remind you of what you have to look forward to. And I'm first actually going to talk to you, Matt, because looking at this, 2 heroic games today, and I just cannot seem to get, you know, a grip of where they stand in the Pro League and in general.
No, I can't either. Mostly I thought that, you know, they were kind of picking up the leftovers again as North made adjustments and Astralis made adjustments. And I really thought that they were going to be struggling this season to get any footing or anything going for them. But they've been anything but. I mean, they've been up, they've been down, they've been all over. They've had some success on LAN. They've had beat North online in Pro League last week convincingly. But then on the same side of that, you've got the complete opposite end of the spectrum where they're just getting blown out some nights. The consistency is not there. Yeah, and it's not even like 1 or 2 players. It's either they're all on or they're all off, it seems.
Yeah. Now, of course, 3 games for you this evening and 3 games for you guys this evening. What about you, Henry? What game do you think you're most looking forward to casting?
Obviously, the G2 game, we're all kind of anticipating that one to see whether Mixwell's going to fit into the lineup. I think they're at boot camp right now, getting ready for the events coming up. It's a weird pickup. I don't think anyone was really expecting that one to come in. I couldn't have predicted that in a million years, I don't think. So, as ever, G2, like we usually say, are the ones to watch. Want to see how they're developing.
But for a different reason now.
Yeah, this could be more positive. I think Heroic's a good place for them to set up base, see what's available to them. They can be off the leash a little bit and play a little bit loose.
You like the fact, Henry, that MBK has the motivation finally to
He's got the motivation after a year.
Actually, I think he borrowed it from MSL.
Yeah, exactly.
He's done the homework. He's actually taken a picture of his files. We'll talk about this later.
I can name files too.
For now, we are going to bring up your standings to remind you where they're all placed. We'll be talking to your casters when we get into that game. But for now, we can bring up your schedule, the standings, because this is interesting. Well, not only do you get to see how many games Mousesports have played, but when I talk to Furry Hat Yanko, we have to realize that Na'Vi are not doing too bad for themselves here.
Yeah, definitely not. You know, we were having a lot of questions coming into this season of Pro League with their performance. They haven't been too impressive. Then they've had that good run at Star Ladder. You know, E-League, yes, top 4 at the major, but not really beating any great teams on the way to that achievement. And we see that G2, who is playing today, has had a pretty rough start, but they're no strangers to having a rough start in Pro League, and they've still managed to win 2 seasons ago, despite starting 0-6, I believe.
14 games already. That's quite a lot of matches, and I feel, we're only on week 4 right here, but look, things have been happening. Things have definitely been happening.
Things have definitely been happening, and things continue to happen as well. That was a little glimpse, a little reminder that North American Pro League is coming up after this one, so you're going to have a whole evening and morning of Counter-Strike, depending on where you're watching from, but that is going to be following us almost immediately. Now, gentlemen, standings have been looked at, but I can't take you seriously when I look at you, Yanko.
I can.
You do.
Because it's California and then a very hot.
Yeah, it's a real
Makes
mixed
no sense.
message you're sending.
The hat gives off an Ewok vibe. That's why I like wearing it.
I appreciate that. There we go.
I'll get him a
Now you
better
can
hat
hear
for the
us.
next time.
Do you reckon I could rock it?
Probably.
That could be a thing for me? No, absolutely not. Okay, so instead of throwing Chad's
No, it's
hat on
okay.
the floor, I'm
It's
sorry
all
about that. Halfway through the season, we get to have some fun with this one.
I like fun.
At the start of the season, some of you at home may remember, I'm sure these guys will, that we did some predictions for how the end would look of the Pro League. Why don't we check in with them and see how we're doing? Because, of course, halfway through you start to gauge what's going right, what's going wrong, and we can have a little reminder of how it's going
these are my
for you.
predictions.
So
Here
this
we
is
go.
Chad. Let's have a look.
So I'm not doing too bad.
You've actually done pretty well. It looks like North, you've kind of given them a bit more too much credit. G2 especially are going to be problematic to get there. I mean, to get to the top 3,
Yeah.
that's a challenge.
Yeah. Look, I think there's going to be a lot of wiggle room, right? I think the bottom 3 is where I'm.
LDLC,
AGO's down the bottom 3. I'm doing
Yeah,
good
yeah,
there.
you are.
LDLC, however, I'm happy. I think I'm happy with what I've predicted thus far. There's
Okay.
plenty of room for Fnatic to get up into that top 6.
I mean, also now you have 7 teams
Oh, yeah,
going to the
wait, it's
playoffs,
7
so
teams.
you get an extra team to pick, basically, Chad. We didn't know that
Ooh.
before.
I think
Yeah.
I'll make that team the Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Pyjamas. What about you, Yanko? Let's see if we can see what you went for as well. Now, I'm trying to remind myself exactly where you went with this. Can you remember who had the top?
I think mine and Chad's were
Very
actually
similar, right?
very similar, right? I think
we
when
go.
it comes, there we go. When it comes to teams making it through, it's just that the order is different. A lot of faith in North. They usually perform really well online in these leagues, always secure a spot in the playoffs. But so far, it hasn't been going great for them. And yeah, I could see the usual suspects, basically, even though there are a couple of upsets every time. I didn't have Na'Vi here, I thought they were going to be the odd ones out, and IP2 and Space Soldiers were the most difficult one to put on the bottom 3. I thought the ping issues are going to really, hinder their performance. I really like how they're playing otherwise, but it seems like it's actually not a big deal for them to play with that high ping, and they're doing really well for themselves in Pro League.
And do not forget as well, when you look at Team Envy's current placement, they've only played 3 games in the Pro League so far, so that's like 1 win, 2 losses. They're not necessarily by any means at the bottom of the table, considering AGO have played close to 10 games already. I'm glad we don't have my predictions, because I'm pretty sure I really like a royal cappuccino.
Yeah,
Like,
you had Na'Vi last, I believe.
was it Na'Vi?
Yeah.
Good.
There we go.
Oh, we do have your
Grief.
predictions.
Yeah, so look, go with the logos. I believe that's me.
Yeah, the
LDLC,
logos. Let's go with the
Na'Vi.
logos.
Okay.
Yeah,
North,
you're a bit of a
Fnatic,
twat.
Astra. I do look like a bit of a donut here.
Have you
don't
seen
I?
that recent clip of Simple from FPL? He's playing Chicken Coop with the
Yes,
AWP.
yeah, watch that, yeah.
How
nuts.
good is that kid?
He's mad.
They didn't even shoot him. They had to just throw nades at him, and that eventually killed him. But the fact that he can just peek like that 2 times with Deagle and get 2 kills, it's like, well,
Yeah.
We
What
tried
can I say
playing
about that
Counter-Strike
one?
over the weekend, and
How'd you find it?
We can't do that. But everybody at home, we made a date. We collectively said, hey, guys, let's all play Counter-Strike on Saturday night with the guys. And then Alex bailed.
yeah, Alex had a 3-hour pizza delivery,
Yeah, he's like,
which,
guys, I got a pizza coming.
which is just a code name for playing WoW. But yeah, I don't think we fit well together. The chemistry isn't
Yeah, it's
there,
not there.
as Shocks would say. It's not just about having 5 crazy fraggers.
And Alex won't be invited next time.
Crazy fragger, I'll take that any day of the week. So, while we're talking about our own predictions, of course, you guys are making predictions every week with your fantasy team. A quick reminder of how you're doing that. It's fantasy.com. No, it's not. fantasy.eslgaming.com. And that's where you can go ahead and update your team. I think you can do it before the game starts. You've got about 5 minutes now to go ahead and
Make it
jump
quick.
in and make it, nice and snappy and choose your teams for the week. It's locked in for the entire week. And before we do delve into our first matchup, where we get to talk all about Heroic versus the Ninjas in Pyjamas, first we're going to take a look at some top plays from the previous week.
Gun barrel shows. Oscar's not going to peek out. They should expect at this point, because they've cleared the site itself, that it's toward Banana, but he finds the first, the second, and easily on the third. What a clutch from Rain.
Gonna get caught off guard and overwhelmed, and, well, Nifty's here to pick up the pieces. Oh, there's all four. Okay.
Stanley clearing into the bomb site gets the kill. Roka just stationary. And Stanley's going to have the M4, and he's going to follow up with another one. Great aggression into the bomb site, a third as well, as Semphis comes right through into Sandwich. Davies here, he's got to get this kill, but Stanley is incredible in this round.
Waiting, but it's going to be Rops. And Sticko, as they burn to a crisp there. They were ready and waiting for that. Rops takes all the aggro away, but Sticko, he wants a little bit more, and he'll get it.
Heroic on the positive side, but Snappy on the receiving end of Guardian's AWP, which finds Rapido as well. And suddenly, it's 2v1. He's got this down from a 1 versus 4, so that's not bad. Goes to the M4 instead. And he goes low enough on HP. Absolutely the right call, but what's Maudie in all of this? Where is Maudie in all of this? He's trying to flank, but he's taking his sweet time. Guardian's going to know that any second. Okay, wait a minute. Hang on. Yeah, about that time, right? Or is it? Oh, yes, it is. It is about that time. Thank you, Guardian, and thank you for the clutch.
Guardian, an absolute beast. I didn't actually catch that play when it was live. Fantastic stuff from him to see. Well, Modi getting caught out in that 1v1 as well. It's always the most horrible situation.
Yeah, man. Being the last
Three
player,
of your teammates dead.
Being the last player in a 1v4 scenario because your teammates have kind of dropped the ball and all peaked one at a time, it's not your fault. It's really not your fault at that point.
You look like a silly person, though.
And the worst thing is in his situation, right? Like, he's flanking, you know. The only thing you need to do if you're his teammates is, like, stay alive, buy him time. But then when they all die, the element of surprise is pretty much gone, you know. Guardian, like, after no one peeks him for 2 seconds and then the guy was short and one was silent, he's probably behind me, and then instead of looking so smart and winning an easy round, you're, like, made a fool.
Yeah, but yeah, that is so crazy, especially because Guardian does the maths, right? He's like, okay, I've killed 3 people on the site. No one's here. Poor Modi. Anyway, that was just one of the rounds you're going to get to experience. Many more of them tonight. In fact, Heroic and IP, Jen says.
Lots of Modi tonight.
Yeah, lots of Modi. You get to see more from him and his roster. They're going up against the Ninjas, though, and this is where I have to start poking and prodding.
Do we go with the same caveats as we did last week, Alex? Do we go, where the bloody hell's Yugi?
But no, I don't think we can, especially because you've started this kind of this storyline surrounding the fact that they're actually performing and getting results with S.
Strangely, yeah. And we look at Snappy. Yeah, well, we look at Snappy, you know, being more assertive. He's picking up that AWP. Nico's picking it up. S-Tag's picking it up. I think the fact that Yugi is still out is real bad.
Yeah,
like,
but
there's going to be something going on there.
It just sucks because it's like there's no narrative here. You know, yes, they are playing with this player for a while now, but that's not their team. Their star player is out. Their most impactful player in a sense of making plays with early aggression and so forth. So there's really nothing to take from this besides, you know, how is S-Tag doing for himself after being removed from the team. You know, is he good enough that someone else might pick him up? But yeah, I agree. It's a bit, I mean, worrying in a sense. You don't want anything, you know, bad to happen to Yugi. It's been a couple of weeks now that he's been unable to play. So hopefully it's something that's not too serious and will be resolved sooner rather than later.
I think, you know, S-Tag's been doing a decent enough job considering. Like, I think that this team as a whole, like Yanko's saying, there's not really much narrative for them to have, but they've been able to put up good numbers against some decent teams regardless. We know that they have executes when we see them play maps like Nuke, Inferno, on the T sides, they're able to pull off those strategies. So that's not too bad in itself. I think the more exciting side of things is less about Heroic and their development as a team, but more to see if any of these individuals can be players to look out for going forward. If they can actually have the star potential, they don't have that crutch of Yugi relying on him to drop 40 every game they need to win.
Well, I mean, in kind of the bright side, to put some kind of results where my mouth is that Heroic have been splitting series in the Pro League.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, with S-Tag, they've managed to get a split series versus Mouse Sports, top 4 currently, and versus North, who we all put in our top 5, top 6.
Yeah, so with that 7 slots for the finals, if they can keep splitting series and then Yugi comes back, they're able to get some big upset wins, maybe get some 2-0s in the bank that they should, they could potentially make it to the finals. But I think it's more interesting for me anyway to see the growth of NIP since the addition of Dennis as the in-game leader and Peter coming back to the coach role. Because when we saw them first playing, just lots of contact plays, the basics of the game, chemistry, all that kind of stuff. Now we get to see them adding strategies to the pool. We get to see how Dennis is involving as the in-game leader. I know talking to Peter that he's basically going to be doing all the work and giving Dennis stuff and going, hey, implement this in the way we approach the game. So we're going to get to see that evolution over the next couple of weeks.
So essentially we're going to have Peter's in-game leadership with Dennis's fragging in a dream scenario. Okay.
Which is something I don't really like, if that indeed is the case, because I think that as the in-game leader, you need to feel the game, right? And you need to be the one making that plan. Sure, the coach is helping you, you're discussing things together, he's helping you a lot in terms of preparation or finding some stuff that you don't necessarily have the time for, but for you to get a set playbook and talk it through and know in which situation you're going to call what, it's a bit, forceful. I don't know, it's a bit foreign to me, so we'll see how it works. I think they definitely need a bit more variety in their play style. Right now you just want to see some trends from NIP moving forward.
Yeah, and actually talking about NIP moving forward, there is one player who's been moving forward in leaps and bounds. It's actually Draken. I mean, there was so many kind of discussions surrounding whether or not this was the consistent AWPer that everyone desires, especially the Ninjas and Pyjamas. And in the last 3 months, he's been their top performer. His rating's higher than it's ever been. I mean, he seems to be finding a degree of consistency.
Consistency is the key with this guy right here. We've seen Rez, the other youngster, the new addition, do it on the big stage of Oakland against FaZe, and they're able to win that grand final. We know they can do it, and we know they can do it in those difficult environments. But for us, I think looking from an analytical perspective of an AWPer that can be a star like Draken, the biggest thing is that consistency level you're talking about. And every week now he's putting up numbers. He's towards the top of the scoreboard. Even on maps where, he shouldn't have a lot of impact as an AWP player, he's still getting it done. And that's a positive sign for the Ninjas. And I think we've spoken about this time and time again now, but it's Forrest and GetRight who are going to, basically be the guys helping the new players in the squad or the youngsters grow into the best they can be. And they're going to have star performances time and time again. It's going to pop up, every now. GetRight's going to drop 30, but it has to be Rez and Drake and the guys who are consistently towards the top of the scoreboard.
And that's been an opinion of yours for a while, right, Yanko? I mean, you've identified that GetRight and Forrest are not going to be the players they were 5 years ago, and you've got the new blood to do that for them. Yeah,
I think they're not going to be as dominant as they were, obviously, in the early NIP days, but I still think they can be quite impactful, different roles. Forrest is that guy who can, get good entry kills, or is just, a star player with his aim, and GetRight with his game sense and his lurking style most of the time. But it's about them finding identity right now. It feels like, Forrest has been rather quiet ever since the latest roster changes, and that's something. He has been the one constant factor in NIP's performance, even when they were in a slump.
No, absolutely, and it's been a pleasure. We have just seen a lot of highlights on Inferno. Believe it or not, that's where we're going first.
What a surprise!
I'm not going to make us talk about Inferno because we've done it every single night for every single game for the last 3 weeks. It seems to be a map that a lot of teams are favouring at the moment, but some guys who know it all inside and out have got the poor souls that have been casting Inferno every night, every week. Hi guys, Inferno
our souls
again.
have certainly been in Inferno, I think, Alex. No, listen, hey, it's a good map to cast, and I'm glad teams like it. I'm still an advocate saying that I would love to see a bunch of new maps come into the pool and really change things up a bit, but look, Inferno is one of the good ones.
Yeah, most teams know how to play. I say most with bated breath, but overall you do see some good strategies. It sets teams up for set pieces towards B, good defaults. Everyone plays pretty much the same. It should be a lot of fun here. NIP at one point were very good on this one. I'm trying to see how they develop with this new roster. Heroic was still kind of gauging them, obviously still playing with the likes of Estag instead of Yugi, so we're trying to see what they're doing. But they're still finding results. Managed to use 2-0 North last week, which was positive, so we'll see whether they can replicate that. We've got the lovely new HUD today, Matt. This is same one as Katowice. I've been waiting for this to be deployed in this league, kind of change things up. You can see that nice aesthetic addition being added as we go into round number 1 here. We're going to have Smoke, a Flashbang, Force of Armor, a PT50 for Nico, and we'll have a look as to whether they can post the first round here. Rez has got no defuse kit, but he has got a nade, HE, and there's Forrest kicking things off. USB in hand, trying to find a couple of kills. They certainly will. Backs him up from the banana area there, and it will be a 5 versus 2 now as Nico and Rubino will struggle to do anything with this.
Draken's got great positioning though, easy kill. Wants to make sure that he gets at least to waist level, because shooting at the feet doesn't really do much, excuse me. It don't really do much, that's good English. But it's, with the pistol especially. So gets the kill, gets NIP on the board, 1-0. Heroic, we just talked about it, they've been inconsistent, shall we say, in the results. This is a map they beat North. What just...
Chair collapse?
I think the...
Hydraulics have gone.
Yeah, the strut is completely broken.
Well, there we go. Well, we won't have a pause here anyway, so he should be fine. It's going to be Peacemaker who had to rejoin and get in that coach slot. Looks like that's absolutely fine. His team will be forced by here in the second round, I would assume. This is the pause you can see. They did not get the bomb there. They got nothing done there at all. Forrest facing down towards middle, got the first kill. Did damage and said get right up for a couple as well. We'll get into this round, have a look at the rifle situation. Just going to have 3 SMGs, a Scout, and a FAMAS there just for Dennis, the new addition. As Draken goes towards middle and completely executes Rubino at the Deagle. Down he goes.
I love when you see clean shots like that. Like, it's great when you see a flick, but he stopped, lined it up, pressed the trigger, pulled the trigger,
kill.
I suppose. Yeah, no, very good. Because I think a lot of players, I made this comparison, like, everyone wants to be Kenny S, right? He's probably influenced the most amount of oppers in terms of his flashy prowess. How many times have you been in a matchmaking game where someone's just, like, jumping around the corner, just flicking because, right?
Yeah.
Like, slow it down. You know, there's a reason he's quick. He knows the steps to be quick. He knows the order in which you do things. Nice to see some fundamental aim every now and then. Madi. Take down Dennis. Dennis not before getting a kill, though, so it's immediately NIP. That still have the lead, 1 kill only. That's the one of Madi that goes the way of Heroic, and it's 2-0 NIP.
Force Spy does nothing again, just 1 kill picked up, so 2 in total. Make it 3, actually. They've got a couple in the pistol, take it back. Nico and Rubino have 1. Modi also the same story. 2-0, full eco now. NIP, a chance to farm some cash. Don't be surprised they start pushing down middle here. We'll see if that happens. Dennis stays on the pistol. He'll be on the CZ here. No SMG, but he just wants to farm some cash here. Try and stay alive. He knows he's up against Glocks, and that's about it. And like I said, probably pushing middle. Here are the grenades. And 1 player does commit. It's going to be Rez. He goes towards second middle. They are facing towards the bridge area with those Glocks, so watch out for this. Could get a little bit interesting.
Rez crosses over, running and gunning, hoping to get any damage that he can in before they get caught off. Still though, NIP. All right, it's confusing as it looked. They made it apparently somewhat easy because they get all the kills they need, and they'll take the round to go 3-0. Guns finally to be brought out from Heroic. No bomb plant, so no early buys, meaning we can get to a standardized game, if you will.
Ooh, double AWP setup straight away from NIP on that bonus round. They did not have to do this, but they're opting for it. It's where they want to be, it seems. So they'll have 2 UMPs, an M4A4, and Draken and Rez, the young blood on the snipers here. Draken will place towards T-steps again, knowing there will be no AWP against him. There's a player towards the underpass, uses that nade to kind of create a veil, and will be spotted. Doesn't get his head taken off just yet. 3-0 for NIP. A great chance here to find the 4-0. The UMP is actually not a huge deal on Inferno. Lots of tight choke points and cubby holes and positions to hide in, especially with the AWPs. Often play off them, get baited in. As you can see, get right with the UMP towards barrels right now as his teammates on towards the half wall. 1 minute 20, and no banana control for Heroic. They've been locked out. Not really much you can do on this side of the map. Looks like they're going for some sort of an execution towards A, lining up smokes right now towards the pits. They are a Danish team. Danish teams like to go for executions. As you'll see, 2 smokes in front of the pit area right now. 1 landing on the hay bales. They're going to have to run through the flames. They're taking a lot of damage there, especially S-Tag. Get right, this goes through with the flashbang. We'll get the first kill, looking for a second. Lots of confusion here. Snappy jumps out the balcony. He'll get the kill in return. 50 seconds remaining, and this is a good chance here for the Danes, but they've got to combat Forest. Like I said, being baited in, and now the AWP in a lot of trouble. And it will find 1 shot, but that's it. Dennis, though, M4A4 in hand, brings it into the 2 versus 1. S-Tag, 37 HP. You'll have to work out if you can make this a reality for his team, and why they're facing it, I don't know. He hasn't planted yet. Bomb still down. Now to 1 versus 1. Dennis up against S-Tag.
S-Tag's going to sneak out again with the AWP. Best chance for Heroic yet. Naturally, it comes on the gun round. Bomb not planted, and he only just recovers it now. Had to drop off the small ledge into what I'm calling the small pit, but most people call Moto the small pit, an old pit, rightfully so. Good play from Dennis on a pistol. Sneaks out. The reaction was there from S-Tag. He certainly was looking like he was up to an apt to it. S-Tag, by the way, talking about Heroic, you know, the Yugi thing, you know, where's Yugi? Have a stand-in, have a stand-in. Where is Yugi at this point?
He said he had personal issues.
Well, S-Tag's looking pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Personal issues, don't get me wrong. I meant that rhetorically.
Sure.
Obviously, take all the time that you need. But if S-Tag's going to be playing this long, you know, you've got to consider the way he's been playing versus maybe a Snappy.
Well, that's the thing. That's why he's happy to be on the sub bench and prove himself when he gets the chance, right? Because I think there's a lot of pressure off him when you're on the sub bench. You don't really feel like you're fighting for your spot anymore. It's to play your own game. And he does seem better once he's had that pressure relieved. But that was the bonus round, remember, from NIP. They did force up into it with the double AWPs, but still, they win it. Comes down to the 1 versus 1, not the cleanest of rounds, but that's absolutely fine. Keep it 50s and CZs towards B. Draken will get the first kill. Baits in Rez. We'll try and get it done now with the silenced M4. Doing a bit of damage here before he goes down at this point. Indeed, he does. Takes a couple of players with him. There it is. Just about Draken finishes off with the USP. And significant damage inflicted towards Mod. You can see this new HUD. You can see when players are blind and everything. It's beautiful. Looks like this will be an NIP round. Not going to be finding another kill by lots of things. Nico will struggle. Here you get 1. No bomb plant again. 5-0 for the NIP squad. 7 frags apiece for Forest and Draken. Get right. The guys are talking about on the desk. 3 for 1. And no one really fragging as of yet for Heroic. It's S-Tag with 3, who's at top of the scoreboard.
Forrest will make his way through the library. And over toward the A site. 3-2 split for NIP early on. Perhaps expecting a bit more pressure toward Banana early on. They're going to rotate back around now. It's Get Right to do so. Get Right's the kind of player you'd want to have on a swing. Let him read the map, dissect it. Typically, your lurkers are good at getting information and making the right calls, but it's Nico that's going to find Forrest first at the end of the hallway. That was a silenced M4 that Forrest was shooting with, so a good read from Nico as to where it was. Not like it's a super wide point of view through the hallway, but still finds it, gets it. Rez takes down as a tag. That brings us 4-4.
That's the reaction play from NIP after losing the apartments. They've opted to push towards B, knowing there's probably more than one player in the apartments. They won't have huge numbers towards that side of the map, so that's a nice educated push there. Molotov towards the apartment. You can see an absolute inferno around Dennis there. He'll be flashed, but he should be able to cause some damage here. That's the bomb going down in the pit, and now he's got his work cut out for him. Gets another one. 2 versus 2. He might just steal the round away for his team now. Rubino, not known as a high skilled fragger. Definitely more of a support role. Comes in towards quad, won't be able to take down Rez, and it's going to be another win for NIP there. Good attempt, another set piece there from Heroic. Unfortunately, though, unable to trade out frags against Dennis, who gets 2, maybe a bit more than he was worth. Finding this 1 kill, he should have been done for. There's no way he gets another one there, and Nico lets him find 2 kills, which ultimately won them the round. 6-0. It's riding that loss bonus. Not a single bomb planted yet.
Yeah.
As they have to buy up again and have 1 UMP this time.
So AWP in hand for Draken, tries to look down at the bottom of mid, hits Rubino in the shin bone, but that's enough to keep him alive and get a shot in return.
Well, there we go. Rubino pays back the favor, and a little bit extra as well there. After getting legged up, had the audacity to face in towards the pit area. Managed to find him the advantage. That's great. He'll take that all day long. And now it's recovery once again. Rez, surely. Oh, he can check it. Indeed, he does not. S-Tag takes him down. 5 versus 3. Got to be a heroic round here.
Smokes go down. However, rather incendiary goes through. That's a tag. Are all too easy.
We'll take those. Well, it all started with a leg shot for NIP, then went horribly wrong. After finding the opening kill, Heroic were patient. Challenge towards B, waiting for that same reaction to come through from NIP. It did come. S-Tag found the pick. Gave him the huge advantage, and Modi waiting in the doldrums there for anyone pushing towards apartments. Perfectly done by Heroic. Bomb finally down here will be their first round. 2 players trying to save them on the NIP squad. Looks like they do that successfully. 1 AWP, 1 M4. The money won't be amazing on their side considering the rounds they have won have come down to a couple of 1v1s. You can see a couple of them struggling there, but we have got almost 9k for Draken. So with these 2 saved weapons, they'll be fine for a buy.
You're right in saying that all did start with the leg shot, because that shot's a kill. They don't push banana and don't get caught off, so S-Tag reads them well. How much can they build on this? 4 players, or excuse me, 5 players staying alive. Little Rubino, he's still alive. Pesky fella. We'll see if they can build it. That certainly gives them a round in hand.
It does. Here we go. All for Draken. Last buy available for Rez and Co. They have taken damage already. Is that a knife slash? I don't know. Down to 92 he goes. No opening picks here or tags. In terms of the aggression, 2 CTs waiting in the apartments. The AWP focused on the steps, and Silence M4 Forest looking towards the bedroom side. It's quite common that Ts will try and pick from either side at the very same time after wallbanging at the start. Let's see if Forrest can step up. Here's that same pick I just talked about. And Heroic will take both. I really haven't seen much success from that setup from the CTs. I'm sure in practice it seems to be working out quite nicely, but overall, it seems like Ts get the benefit every single time with 2 targets choosing the timing. 5 on 3. Not really that much damage inflicted. Nika goes under 22, but Modi not really touched. So great picks from Heroic here. And now a lot of work to do on the NIP side.
Modi.
They're opposite to leave the B side open at this point and think, well, if they go B, we'll just save weapons. If they come A, we'll give it a shot. Looks Looks like it will be a B attack and round over. And IP won't even contest this.
So 2 in a row. 2 kills down early, Forest and Draken gone, and IP in a position where they're going to have to save as well at this point. How quick the rounds can turn, how quick the half can turn as well, because 6-0, it seems like they're in the clear when you think about the economic standpoint and the investment, etc. 1 round, 1 reaction. Tag gets the kill on Banana, and suddenly, Heroic have 2 rounds and start to take control of the money as well. So this could quickly become a closely contested half.
Well, there we go. 5 on 3 now. Nico, low HP, but looks like he'll be absolutely fine. Dennis can heal one towards middle and take care of him. Ooh, not the cleanest of kills, but that's fine. He's looking to flash towards middle and find another here. Flashbang successful. You can see that's Rubino going towards middle here. Throws his own flash. Grenades towards the apartments. No kills found. 3 players survive for an IP, but still a frustrating round for them. Almost certain the orb was recoverable there. Went down in the apartments here. Why did they not pick that up? Saving the map. There's the orb down. Did they pick it up and take it away with them? Maybe so. I'm not sure. Round 9, 6-2. Final buy for an IP. Need to start getting back in this.
Can we get to Snappy? Oh, we can't see actually. That's the one thing with this HUD that
doesn't tell you the weapon names.
Yeah, it's not so much the names, but it says whose it is, right? So then you'd know if it was picked up, carried over, etc. That might be something worth adding, because that is valuable.
Yeah, just
especially if it's the other teams.
From.
If it's one of his teammates, you could assume, okay, maybe they carried it over, maybe dropped it, whatever. But if it's the other teams, it's quite clear they saved it.
Yep, that's true. All bangs again. Back waiting in the apartments. No one will be there. Now, past the halfway points, and they'll go towards B once again. That's for the bomb setup, at least. And it will be Nico and Modi working the apartments once again. Get right to defend the B side. He's currently sat on CT spawn. They won't be committing anytime soon, but there are rotations coming over. Maybe the next 30 seconds, starts a line of smokes here. They've got 4 of those, 1 Molotov, flashbangs as well. There's the first towards spawn. That could just be a bit of a ruse, just to bait out any CT utility on the other side. I think that's the case. So they throw that initial CT smoke just to bait out one of the defense smokes. Get a player in the cubby hole, and Stag will be waiting for his teammates to fully commit here. Flashbang up top. Incendiary at their feet, and they're going to run the gauntlet here. Whereas we get the first shot, but he takes a lot of damage in return. Good smokes from an IP, holding him at bay here. So let's run through one by one, blindly through the smoke, knowing they're committed, and Get Right's having an absolute party here. So is Reds, and 3 kills for him, 2 for Get Right. Solid defense, it's all down to the utilities. Very important in Inferno to save it to their final commitment. You can see the devastating effect you can have if you drop an Incendiary and a smoke at the right time. They run through the grey screen, and one by one, usually because there's so much panic, and they have no time to fall back. So that's really well played by NIP. Perfect defense. Money for Heroic still fine. They've got maybe 1 more buy left in them if they get a bomb down. Flashbang towards top of middle. Draken not facing C-steps, waiting for that underpass play again. It's Rez this time. For the first kill, but Rubina, that's fast, that's tidy. I'll take down the first kill with a single bullet there. Flashing through. And gets a 5 on 4.
Get Right. Ooh, I was going to say had position and a jump potentially on tag, but misses the shot. Slow to react, and that allows Rubino to find Dennis trying to fire back. So 7-2, but with money still available. Heroic taking charge of the B site. In fact, taking all the way through to Ruins. Good play from Forrest. Good ears. Heard it coming. Oh, this is even better. He's going to wait, walk by, hoping that he doesn't even need to kill him. That information relayed immediately to his teammate. His teammate yet to move because Forrest is waiting for the plant, and this is quite clever. He can deny the plant. Oh, he's got all 3. 1, 2, and turn it around. He knows. Surely he knows, but so too does Rubino. Rubino's aware of the fact that he obviously let him go by. What a play from Forrest.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Makes this viable now. 2 versus 2. Snappy and Modi to try and pick up the pieces here. Desperately scrabbling as they come through CT spawn, knowing that their days are numbered. But good Molotov, that'll land on directly on the bomber. They line up for Forrest. He can't find another kill just yet. The bomb's ticking away. It might be too far gone at this point. Forrest Can't find another. They'll have to go for the defuse. Hope for the best. 1 versus 1. Last chance. The shot comes out. I don't think he had time regardless. But either way, good attempt by Forrest. Excellent stuff.
You got to wonder as well, that's one of those ones where the crowd would start going, early. That's one of the ones on land. Does he get this far?
If he denies the bomb being planted, he probably wins the round.
Yeah, that's insane. It was so good. He let Rubino stay there. They had no idea, so he gets all 3. Yeah, that's perfect. And Rubino knew it. Rubino knew if he was in that corner, he had to have gone by him.
Final buy for the Ninjas here, 7-3. Forrest doing absolutely everything there. Gets himself an extra $900, allows him to buy this round at least. So it wasn't all in vain. As Draken will be boosted now on the quad roof. First time. Leave him there. And can be damaged on the wall bang. We'll see if that comes in. It's not the play. You have to be in the next room and shoot through the wooden window there. We'll see if he goes for it. Nico doesn't opt for that play. No AWP on the NRP side. Rez is down to a CZ. Eric starting to turn up now. Their AK is looking on point.
Rubino waiting and waiting longer. NIP with Dennis. News that Fnatic will stick with Golden, I think rightfully so. No offense to Exist, by the way. Everyone was certainly defending Golden in that, but no disrespect to Exist. I just think Golden deserves it.
Yeah, it's true. Be interested to see whether there was a contract already signed or anything like that.
Well, I've heard rumors that there might have been and that someone else might be on the chopping block, and I also disagree with that, but we'll leave that aside. As Dennis starts to work back out from Boiler. Good timing. Gets 2, but only 2. Nico's able to snap back and find him in return. Leaves us just a man down for Heroic as they start to work quad side. Bomb down. Excuse me. Bomb going toward default. I was going to say smokes down toward the pit rather than bomb. And good play from Forrest. We say never leave the pit, but those wall of smokes, everyone's taking advantage of it lately. We're seeing pretty much... Let me see. Who have we seen? Lekro do it. We've seen Twist do it. We've seen now Forrest do it. Automatic's done it. Everyone's seemingly good at it.
Yeah, using the smokes to your advantage, sitting inside them, waiting for them to commit. Then you pop out at the right time of throwing like a right-click flashbang, and it can cause a lot of trouble. As you saw there, Forrest stepping up. Tactical time up for Heroic. Their money's around the 3k mark per player. So sure, they've got some rounds on the board, but a lot of the rounds they have been winning have had 1 player survive. Case in point, that one towards the beach side we just had, where Forrest took down 3 players. It wasn't a clean round in the end, which should have been. It was a 5-on-2. Came right down to the 1 versus 1. So there we have it. They'll take a tactical timeout to work out how they operate here. They've got Peacemaker on the server with them to advise. He's in Europe now, helping them out. Hopefully he can stay in this team a while and develop with them. Round 12, did they buy? They did not. This is an eco from Heroic now. CZs, PT50s, no armor, no nades. Shouldn't be too interesting here. Rez seems to know it. He'll bring out the MP9. Try and farm some cash. Very mobile, very high rate of fire. Got 1, but not for long. Draken down to 1 HP. Being tough in the process, have to full ride back, but he has got the opening kill.
Rubino. Working down. With the CZ, so again, the guns do get depleted. Nip hold on just enough, I would say, to not have the half crumble in front of their eyes.
Yeah.
You go back as well to that Forest round. Okay, yeah, it's a shame not to see someone win with such a brilliant, ingenious play, but it did substantial damage.
Yeah, like the round they won after that with the force buy, they probably wouldn't have gone for that force buy unless you got those sort of numbers. They probably would have taken an eco. So it all contributes. Every kill in Counter-Strike is important.
I like this little angle.
Yeah, it should be a kill, guaranteed. Forrest doesn't miss those. Takes down Rubino, 5-on-3 now. That should be the round. And we're certainly going towards NIP, get right pits. Certainty on it. Stag will get 1 kill in return, but that's all he'll get. Dennis will find him. And there we have it. It will be 9-3. That was the full eco though. Looking to find 9-6 Heroic. Drags towards middle, no armor on them. Bit of a spray down for the incandescence of the incendiary there to protect him. 4 kills on Nico and Snappy. Nico especially, expect him to step up a little bit more for this team, but still early days. They can do big work on the CT side. Definitely need a couple more rounds here. 5 would be adequate, 6 would be ideal. As we get into round number 13. No warp on either side.
I'm not sure Rubino smokes down. Looked like he was going to get
Perhaps stuck in toward the banana. Getting stuck in a banana. Banana boat, banana costume,
Banana phone.
banana phone. Rez just waiting. Smoke's down, is still going to try and fire through them. That smoke due to deplete any time, and certainly does. He's got another one equipped and ready. A minute 11 if he can, which is why he's jumping. But I was going to say, if he can get information and not utilize that too soon, it would be better suited. But flashed off. He's going to have to throw it late and inside of the site. Throws it now. Flash back in, hoping that they're going to push through. Player to his right, his teammate on top of Orange's one. Good timing on the flash. They're standing in the open, but Rubino was not. GetRight still finds it. Watch as they get a third player in the site. Dennis, oh, that's pretty good. I'm not going to lie, that flash, he popped one behind him. I was going to say, to push water, he's going to get taken down from the top of Banana, but the flash caught both players looking to do that.
It was looking great there for Heroic, especially trading everything that's in the top right. That Dennis ruins the party, comes through the smoke. Flashbang was good. Pulls out the P2000, finish things off after doing substantial damage, and that should send them into another eco here. They're going all in. Bit of a partial buy. Some armor, some nades, but overall an eco here. Round number 14, 10-3 in favor of NIP on the CT side. Nade might be able to do some work. A little bit towards Rubino in the same position he got that kill from before. Draken went up to 1 HP here. Still wants to challenge it. Down he goes. He really doesn't have to take that challenge at the start of each round, especially when they're at eco. Sure, it can be quite fun, I guess, but you can see him taking a lot of damage this time, dying. So the ensuing players pushing up the apartment steps. That gives him a rifle. No need.
Marty. Ooh, GetRight, easily done. Steps out to find two. Forrest knows that means they're going to be heading his direction because no one's going to mess with GetRight at that point in time. 2 kills, 100 HP. And Forrest steps out accordingly. Just the pistols for Snappy, and his teammates didn't really amount to much. Of course, we talk strictly to be wrong.
Yes.
But 11-3 for NIP.
Final round of the first half. Number 15. It's 11-3 after Hurrig got some back-to-back impressive rounds there. Good trades, good fundamentals. Hasn't really yielded the sort of scoreline they wanted. 12-3 would not be good enough. 11-4 is workable. 12-3, I'm not so sure. Doesn't even give you the comfort of losing the pistol. And as we get into this one, no orbs once again on the T side. Draken's brought his out. He'll go towards the same position, look towards middle. Doesn't commit towards the T steps. And Estag takes a nade to the face. That's all the way over Banana. Forrest really needs to be careful. That's a very common thing to do, is spam the apartments for that exact play. Down he goes, headshot. Courtesy of Nico there. Here's that reaction play we talked about.
Rez is waiting. That's a bit of a tenuous moment. Good flash. Well done.
Oh, he's out of there.
That's one way. He's
like a true ninja.
Not quite. Rubino's got a gap. Rubino's got a gap, and he's got two because GetRight thought he was safe. Came around the corner before Rez could even relay the information, before he was even taken down, and that left him open as well. Good response from Heroic.
Well, Dennis has got his work cut out for him even more so. Draken can't react to that shot at all. Nico takes him down. That should be guaranteed at this point. Dennis will flash through and see what he can do here. Nothing at all. 11-4, like we said, workable. As the bomb does make its way back towards middle there. It's all a double bluff. As there it is. Good heart from NIP, but Heroic definitely making them feel a lot very uncomfortable in terms of some of the jewels being taken there at the very start. Draken especially got taken out a few times. That was a nice shot with the scouts there on Rubino, but certainly didn't best him every single time. Good approach towards the apartments. That's where he found most of their picks. That one in particular, and then taking out Forrest to the wall bang. Dennis through. CT scoring 5-3. Frankie total put 50,000. There it is. Bang. Takes down Snappy. And if they win the pistol, they are right back in this game. Let's have a look at the scoreboard, though. Dennis with 17 kills, Forrest 14. Top 4 Heroic is Rubino with 9 and 12. Everyone else on 6 frags, so they're all contributing, just not in a massive way. As we get into the next round, it will be pistols and NIP starting on the T side here on Inferno. Win this, that should be the game, but it's never quite that easy. Heroic will be fighting back to try and find his pistol and hopefully a 3-0. If they do that, they're right back in it. But it's easier said than done. Look at the loadouts for either side. No grenades at all for NIP. It's something I'm not a fan of. Suggested they won't go towards B at all because they don't have a smoke towards CT spawn, which is required. And Rubino will find that first kill, considering that form he's been showing so far.
Snappy. Working toward the tree. The pistol's in hand. They've gotten the lead and they've got it under control. To be a little bit Cognizant of how much ammo they use, of course, obviously with the USPs. Glocks have 110 spare, the USPs have 24. That seems right. I guess when you have to pay taxes, when you're on the good side of the law, things become a little more expensive.
Sure, makes sense. It's ridiculous. Like, the Glock, like, it's not even worth even tracking. It's ammo, is there?
No.
Like, you might as well just be unlimited.
Run and gun, baby. Shake and bake.
Well, 5 on 3. Surely heroic round here. It's going to be Forrest try and get through CT spawn and challenge Nico waiting on the other side. If he gets him, at least he takes the kit away. That could be something, but he'll get absolutely wrecked. And that should be round. So, heroic with the must-win pistol certainly comes in their favour. Bomb down now, and Draken will get one consolation frag, maybe a second. There's no reason to be boosted up anymore. And there's the killing blow, 11-5. No bomb planted means a force buy from NRP here. Another chance to try and tie this one up early.
Wow, Nico. Well, grab a UMP. He'll go along with Snappy in the SMG Frontier, shall we say.
Yeah.
And then there'll be 3 rifles, 2 of which are M4s Forrest with a Deagle. He and Draken electing to go for the range. The others going for the hand cannon that is now the CZ. We used to call the Deagle the hand cannon. Now it's the CZ.
True. Oh, CT's pushing Banana here. It's just Nico alone. Putting a lot of trust in him. He realizes it as well. He's like, well, if I go down here with 1 kill, that's not really going to help us out too much. He'll fall back, realizing that the position wasn't fantastic. He'll hold towards the half wall now. Good play. Nico knows if he locks him out the incendiary, he'll do a good job, but does get caught in transition. Luckily, he trades it out to a 4-on-4, buys enough time so they can't just completely collapse on the B side here. Estag in position at least. They've got a flashbang. I don't think they'll be flashing this though. Estag almost guaranteed to get one. They actually do flash it, so they'll have to turn around. It makes them uncomfortable, but there we go. Bomb should be planted now, and they'll find a rifle. 3 versus 3 for NIP. A slight advantage with the bomb being down. They have managed to recover the rifle. Not quite though. Modi waiting for it. Spots him, and unfortunately didn't make it a clean kill. So the terrorists can fall back here. They did not recover the rifle we mentioned. And Snappy comes through, throws a grenade. It looks like Heroic will be successful in this retake, and Draken has an absolutely magical moment with this Deagle.
He's got one, but that's it. I was going to say, if he misses that many shots, no way that he finds Modi sneaking in. So Heroic starting to close the distance. 11-4 though, Hank, not 12-3.
It's true.
Have no fear.
Bomb planted, fully care for NP next round, but Heroic are well and truly back in this game. 2 players survive. Well, 2.5 grand per player. Rubino getting it done, looking towards the well. Next time, Get Right, who challenges. There's nothing really there. Good shots from Rubino. Seems like he's on point this evening. Deagle, CZ, PD50s. See if anyone will give it the kill. Why Draken has got armor, I couldn't tell you. He will not be able to get the orb now. It's just a lot. The players seem to be carried away with how powerful their Deagle armor can be.
Certainly can. Minute 30 in the round. Basically all the time in the world for Dennis to find Snappy with the Deagle. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
In fact, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it'll just be Operation Protect the Weapon right now for Modi. And he won't be able to do that. Dennis finds another. This is looking gruesome now. So he'll jump across. Maybe he gets a third. Oh my goodness. He might have just won the round single-handedly. Rubino's still alive though. He's been playing good so far. They'll try and pincer him and it'll work out perfectly. 4 versus 1. Estag can't believe what's happened.
I dare say Dennis was actually looking to the UMP that was on the ground, thinking that rather than reload, he would pick it up. And that's why his crosshair was so low. Man, what? This guy's so good on pistols, we say. And pistol rounds specifically, but Deagle, 2 great shots. What a round as he sneaks by the smoke, gets the 3rd, can't quite convert the 4th, but they'll easily take advantage of all the map space they're given. And suddenly Esateg's trying to save, and he's over toward Banana Bomb, plant the default for Draken.
Well, there you have it. A round where it looked very unlikely. Draken had the Deagle armor. It wasn't him that stepped up, it was Dennis with no Kevlar. Like I always say, like, if you're going to get 1 Deags, it's likely you won't be shot whatsoever. That's why buying the armor seems like a bit of a waste of cash for me. If you're going to get this one, you can see Dennis didn't really take anything at all until the 4th encounter. So he got 3 clean kills, still at 100 HP, then he goes down. So Deagle armor, maybe not worth the investment. The Deagle certainly is. And S-Tag will be lurking now in the T apartments. Probably can't believe what just happened. NIP guaranteed the round victory as the bomb explodes. And second now, there we go. One, just to kind of limit the cash take into the next round. But this was an eco for NIP. They'll have money for days here, as we'll find them another round. Here's the opening shot. Nice and disciplined from Dennis, waiting for the exact moment to pull the trigger. And towards Arch as well. Dealt with Modi. See how precise. Was this a 1 dig as well? Of course it was. My God, what a shot it was.
Unreal.
So, a 4-spy. 2 rifles, 3 pistols. S-Tag with 68 already from a nade. Draken, though, takes similar damage. 12 to 6. Lose this, it will be a very difficult situation for Heroic.
Shots down. Tag takes out Forrest. Rez is easily able to slide back out, take advantage of him in return.
Good trade. Lots of damage inflicted, though. That's the only rifle going down, so it is going to reduce the IP.
Very good news. Yeah, no, round that they need to convert. They can't afford to get caught out by this. They are certainly still down in terms of HP. The rifle, though. Oh.
He got one.
Oh, you're right. I was looking at the rifle to see if he'd get it before he went down. I wasn't watching the obituary. He did actually hit a shot. Good call. I thought he would just press E on it the second time as well. He committed to it. Fair enough. Gets a trade. Still don't get the gun back. But yeah, 3-3 with Draken on 9, or excuse me, on 30 HP. That's not bad. That's all right. I didn't think he hit that shot.
Well, there you go. If they find Rubino hit cleanly, it should be a guaranteed round.
That camera angle was sick, because you just see them creeping up and he just pops out behind them. Dennis gets the response. Now, this could still be very, very costly.
They've Modi'd a good position there as well. They'll say the pit is clean. They might assume there's 2 players, but unfortunately, Modi misses the clean shot there. And Snappy, with a chance, doesn't nail that shot, and neither that one, as it will be 13-6, and maybe a full eco now for the CTs. It looks like it has to be 14-6, very likely. Give it a good crack, but unless they win the round there, it's all in vain, because they know, NIP that is, they'll have a clean round this time. 7 kills for Modi, and with that play from the previous round, hasn't been his best game so far. Round 20, nothing purchased. It should be 14-6 as we get ready to close this one up. We get right towards middle. It's been a little bit sloppy tonight in terms of their as you can see, it all starts falling apart again. Why they go up with no grenades, I couldn't tell you. No smokes. Haven't eradicated any risks. Just given clean trades to the CTs or only USPs. That's pretty awful. A team that's often credited for their anti-eco abilities. That was bad, but looking at CT Spawn, we have got Forrest making his way through. It will still be a round victory for NFP, don't get me wrong, but the fact they give up that much ground for no real work done, there's Forrest. Just solidifying things, but a rifle picked up and a MAC-10. Instead, we'll try and hold on to that. 5-man stack there from the CTs towards mid. Certainly beneficial in terms of what they save. If they do save, that is, you can see Forrest hunting for a few more. He's got the MAC-10 though, so not the ideal weapon at that range.
Watching status. Ooh, snappy. Ooh,
wow,
snappy. Snappy aim, that is, from Dennis. He walked out the first time. Asetag get nailed, and Dennis, perfect shots. Again, similar to what we saw from the Deagle, this time with the AK. We find ourselves on 14 rounds already for an IP, and this is the first match of the night. They'll do it all again. Another match coming up between these two, head-to-heads. Believe it or not, we're about halfway through Pro League already. It seems insane, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's because we play more games on one day, yeah.
So we have 6 instead of 4 a night, so we definitely get through it a little bit quicker.
What were we last week? Last year we were 12 weeks?
We did 4 weeks. We had, like, sometimes be super weeks. We'd, like, try and do 5 game nights.
We did more than 4 weeks last year.
No, sorry, we did...
Oh, 4 nights a week. Sorry, yeah, I get what you mean.
4 nights.
5 weeks, 5 nights a week on the Super Weeks, 3 nights a week otherwise, but 4 games a night, I think is what you meant to say. Yeah, but I think it was 12 weeks we were last time.
Yeah, I think you're right. Week 12 is when it finished. Yeah, so we're trying to make it more consistent this season, where it's like 3 days a week, every week. We'll always have teams playing, and it seems to be working out. We haven't had any missing games or anything. We've had 6 every single night, so it's worked out. Either way, must win round for Heroic. I think the scoreline tells the story. 14-6, 1 away from match point. NIP, decent amount of control. You can see they've got quad and the apartments right now. CT's very passive, as Dennis, who's been having an absolute electric performance tonight, will be going towards quad. Doesn't find anything just yet. It's going to be patient. He knows someone's going to have to go hunting for information at some point. And Modi will be looking towards the apartments. Dennis does spot one. Couldn't quite find the kill. Will he be given another chance? I'm not so sure. Another. This is looking like he'll make a bit of a meal of it, but good shot there. Will he goes down at this point? Indeed he does. And now Snappy with the AWP. Not an AWPer. Brought in to fill that roll up for Yugi. Conflicted, but on both sides. Snappy now has to try and wait for his teammates. He can't really go for this one. Down he goes. Trying to make a play. Didn't really pay off. And they're going to save at 15-6.
That's a tag all the way back over to B. 15-6, they save. They're going to be desperate. Rightfully so. They're going to need 9 rounds just to force overtime.
7 kills, 18 deaths for Snappy, who's on the AWP right now. So I don't think he's had any AWP kills as of this round. Don't think he got one there either. So the AWP not really finding its true place in Heroic since the departure of Yugi. Hopefully he'll be back soon. They're doing what they can, but this is the game they want to forget. They will save 2 rifles, but it's all falling apart now for Heroic. After winning the pistol, lost against the second round. No, they didn't even lose against the force fight. They lost against the eco, in fact. 3 players survive. Get right did go down. And you have about 6 HP there. You do need to have around 85 to survive. But the money not going to be great on the CT side. They might take a pause here and try and see what's possible. Maybe not. Scouts saved AK for Mass. M4's not too bad, all things considered. Can they close this one out? NIP, that is. One more round will do it.
One more round is all it takes, and not a lot of weapons to go against that. Three players top mid, crossfire set for the entrance of the ninjas. So far being very sneaky like a ninja might be.
Yep, using the smoke bombs as well.
Oh, that is a ninja thing, you're right. How have we never thought of that? Then they go invisible.
Yep.
Well, a player in pit and a player on the balcony outside of the apartments could spell disaster if they walk too close to the crossfire. They've got to get an early pick, but they're not giving anything away, Heroic. Push toward Banana to get information from NIP either, but it might be a bad decision. Arch seems to be the default for picks when you're this far up and have no information. There's crossfires always toward pit. There's crossfires always toward the entrance of B. So if you can open up Archway, you create chaos.
And especially when you're up against the scout on the other side. It was Guardian of the North on the other side of that smoke. I think, well, he's got a chance, but it's Snappy with a scout. And that's far from ideal. As he might even get one in the side.
Well, I don't know why he does that.
It's an AK, but he'll pay for it. And now that kill should be coming in. That's going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be 16-6, 4 versus 2. S-Tag and Nico with no chance.
Slow that scout shot down. You know he's right outside the door. It just takes a headshot, and it's going to be right in front of you. A little bit desperate, but nonetheless, you're right. It's going to be a very tough order, and even more so for S-Tag.
And that should confirm it. He's having stats at this point. Can't even do that. And there we have it. The first map, very comfortable for NIP. Remember, this is Heroic with a stand-in. Yes, he was a former member of the lineup, but they're missing out AWP. On Inferno, that's a massive deal. They had some good rounds, some positive signs in terms of trades, and some of their executions were good. But NIP, especially Dennis, just much better tonight. He was playing 10 out of 10 Counter-Strike, where everyone else just had to look on and watch and marvel in its greatness.
Well, with that said, we'll take our break. As always, join the desk, and we'll see you in a minute for game number 2.